Benvenuti, io sono il cencio e questo è un nuovo episodio di Kingdom Come Deliverance. Nell'ultima puntata abbiamo portato avanti il nostro assedio al nostro castello con canzoncine, risate, scherzate, eccetera, eccetera. Adesso, come vi avevo detto, io mi sono preso una vacanza qui a 𝘊𝘶𝘀𝘀, sono venuto a 𝘊𝘶𝘀𝘀, mi sono passato quanti? 3-4 giorni a dormire e mangiare qua in locanda e adesso siamo pronti per tornare. Dov'è che si vede? Eccolo qua. Parla con il capitano Robert. Possiamo tornare indietro a vedere com'è andato il bombardamento. Ma prima di andare volevo dirvi che ho scoperto una cosa interessante che mi è dispiaciuto aver scoperto solamente adesso alla ovvia fine del gioco. Dato che dovevo stare diversi giorni qui a 𝘊𝘶𝘀𝘀, ho prenotato la taverna per più di un giorno. Avete visto che noi finora nella nostra serie abbiamo sempre prenotato la taverna per un giorno. L'ho prenotata per più di un giorno e salta fuori che il prezzo, innanzitutto non potevo scegliere quanti giorni, il prezzo era altino, erano comunque 200 groschen, che non sono pochi. E quindi mi sono detto, cavoli, ma non posso scegliere quanti giorni mi fanno pagare così tanto, stai a vedere che... E infatti, sì, adesso praticamente questa locanda, non che è la nostra, però praticamente la stanza in questa locanda è la nostra, per sempre, possiamo andarci quando vogliamo, abbiamo praticamente sbloccato, vedete, proprio il letto. Vediamo se si riesce a vedere, è qui sotto, dannazione, non si vede per via delle icone, però ecco, lo si vede nella bussola, guardate in alto nella bussola. Abbiamo proprio sbloccato il letto come se fosse casa nostra, qui per sempre. Veramente, veramente interessante questa cosa, mi sarebbe piaciuto scoprirla prima perché un sacco di volte abbiamo avuto problemi dove era 𝘂𝘂. A 𝘂𝘂 veramente ho avuto un sacco di problemi per dormire, avrebbe fatto comodo e anche qua su a 𝘊𝘶𝘀𝘀 avrebbe fatto comodo prima. Sia per quando eravamo a 𝘊𝘃𝘀𝘃𝘀𝘀, sia per tutta sta faccenda di 𝘮𝘮𝘃, 𝘮𝘰𝘀, è bella vicina, no? Avrebbe fatto comodo saperla prima questa cosa. Ok, io direi super rapidi, torniamo a 𝘮𝘮𝘃, ma no, torniamoci a cavallo a 𝘮𝘮𝘃, di qua. Facciamoci una cavalcata, anche perché, ripeto, potrebbe benissimo essere l'ultima cavalcata che facciamo in queste zone. Non ho idea di come finisca questo gioco, quando finisca questo gioco, ma in genere, per esperienza nei videogiochi, quando iniziano a fare così, no? In cui risolvi tutte le tue questioni in sospeso, più di una volta, vuol dire che siamo arrivati verso la fine della nostra avventura, quindi me la voglio godere l'ultima nostra cavalcata. Che qui tra l'altro dove c'erano gli alveari bellissimi, devono essere in questa zona qua. Oh, cos'è questo coso qua sopra? Un pagliaio per proteggere la paglia dalla pioggia e dall'umido. Va che figo. Ma va che figo. Oddio. Ok. Come hanno ridotto sto castello dopo tutti sti giorni di bombardamento? È uguale il castello. Cosa abbiamo bombardato con quel trabucco? Ma niente, non ha niente sto castello. Ma niente proprio. No, però. Ma nulla. È come se non la... Porca troia. Stanno ricaricando? Sì. Capitano, sono giunto. Forse dovremmo attaccare.
Since 𝘊𝘃𝑚𝘃𝑠's colours still aren't flying over Talmberg, I suppose we'll be attacking.
Just so. That István's a stubborn bastard.
All right, when do we start?
There's no reason to wait. Are you really ready? If you need to rest or anything, we can still wait. You won't have another chance until we've won the day. Or until your final rest.
Ma che sta succedendo lì che si accatastano?
I'm ready.
Glad to hear it. We're going to attack on two fronts. The north gate and the west wall, which will scale with ladders. The attack will be split into different stages. Taking the outer walls, the inner bailey, and finally the core of the castle and the tower.
Quanti sono? L'invasione degli ultracorpi. Ho paura a chiedergli qualcosa.
How are we going to attack the gate?
We'll try to do as much damage as we can with the trebuchet first.
Un
Caesar
altro.
claims he can even hit it
Ne
directly.
arriva un altro.
Even if that's true, we'll have to charge through a downpour of enemy arrows all the way to the portcullis.
Ma quanti
Portcullis?
sono?
Fortunately, it's wooden, so we'll be able to break it
Un
down.
altro.
But dealing with the defense in the bailey won't be easy.
Oddio, non ho seguito il discorso, non sono riuscito a seguire il discorso perché stanno arrivando tutte le guardie, stanno arrivando tutte... Non lo so, va bene, credo di avere informazioni sufficienti. No, non è vero, non ho capito un cazzo. Va bene, guarda.
I think I've heard everything I need to know.
Do you want to join the attack on the walls or on the gate? Remember, many of the Skalitz-men will follow you. It could make a big difference.
I'll help with the attack on the walls.
I'm proud of you, Henry. You've changed from an insolent pup into a tough, reliable fighter. And as God is my witness, we will kick those whore sons' arses.
A village lad and an old soldier? This man must be shaking in his boots.
If he's not shaking, then he doesn't know what he's got coming. Just one last thing, though. No matter how good the plan is, something always gets fucked up. Keep your
Tipo
eyes
questo.
open and take advantage of every chance. Help your comrades and don't go rushing in where you're outnumbered. We have to take the castle gradually, one position after another.
I'll remember that.
Good luck to you, stripling.
Good luck to you, old soldier.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Get going! Go! Attack! Let's go! Spare no one!
Andiamo. Dov'è la musichetta? Mi manca la musichetta qui però.
Shields, for fuck's sake! Cover yourselves! Wait till I raise the ladder!
Non ci sono manco gli arcieri, state tranquilli. Chi c'è? Sono qui? No, c'è nessuno. Vai, via libera. Oddio, eccoli, sono arrivati. Posso andare io?
To the walls! Go!
Ma viene qualcuno su con me? Bravissimi, vengono pure loro. Porca loca. Stiamo difensivi quando non arrivano gli altri. Oh, che sta succedendo? Sono arrivati?
Smash them! Clear those battlements!
Ok, via. Perfetto. Stiamo in mezzo ai nostri soldati. L'arciere. What? Gli è comparsa la spada in mano. Ehi! Infilzalo, infilzate perché c'è troppa gente davanti. Ci si capisce niente. Bravi, infilzate, siamo in troppi, ci spadacciamo tra di noi se no. Infilzate. Ok. Ce n'è ancora. Oh. Ok. Sono io che devo seguire voi o voi che dovete seguire me? Fatemi capire. Quello l'abbiamo perso, è impazzito.
Clear those battle boats!
Oddio, ho preso, ma non mi passare davanti. Ok, è andato. Oh, a te. Ma guarda queste braccine corte. Oh, ce l'ho tutti addosso io. Qui finisce male, eh. Oh, che casino. Mai una volta che lo colpisco. Aio, c'è qualcuno dietro. Guardalo lì. Oh, ma che sberla, oh. Ma mi ha fatto il colpo da maestro da girato di spalle. Tutti mi fanno i colpi da maestro quando li attacchi questi. Sono i soldati migliori del mondo, guarda che roba. Sono riuscito a prenderlo. È fortissimo questo. Spostati. Oh, è morto. Ancora da dietro. No, girati, ce n'è uno dietro. Ok. Ma i miei soldati sono morti tutti gli altri. Aio. Guarda con l'armatura a piastre. Ok, direi che è il momento di bersi una calendula. Non posso? È finito il combat qua, eh? Ma guarda che... Se mi tolgo le armi... Non posso curarmi, ok? Capitano. Neanche ora? Oh, adesso sì, ok, ci voleva solo un po'. Infuso di calendula. Bevi. Va. Ti trovi in un'area privata, ok? Vedi che bolgia che c'è qua. Arrivo. Oddio, non si capisce niente. Gli FPS tipo stanno morendo. Ci avrò tipo 10 FPS. Oh, ma mi cambi target. Mamma mia, sta roba del lock. Cosa è successo? Sono svenuto, che è successo?
Sir, we should give the order.
Let's see if 𝘊𝘶𝘶𝘪𝘤𝘢𝘪 can worm his way out of this one.
Don't tempt fate, 𝘊𝘶𝘶.
Istvan! It's over! You want us to come and get you?
I wouldn't advise that. If your friend Divish wants to see his wife alive again.
And Sir Radzig? Are both hostages unharmed?
For now, 𝘊𝘶, unless circumstances change.
I'm glad to hear it. My guest is also safe and sound, but he's also quite keen to go home. I imagine you feel the same way. It's been a long time since you warmed yourself at your own hearth.
I'm in no hurry. I've plenty of supplies here, grand view and excellent company. What more could I want?
Your freedom!
Freedom? Freedom to get an arrow in the back?
Sir, we're all noblemen here, all bound by honor. I give you my word as a knight and lord, and that of my companions. If you release Lady Stephanie and Sir Radzig, you may leave the castle with your men and go on your way unharmed.
And just how far will we get? What good will it do me if your men attack us in the woods instead of here?
If you give me your word of honor that you will leave and never return, I promise you safe passage to the boundary of this fiefdom. What happens after that is up to you and the will of God Almighty.
Very well then, but I want a small safeguard. I'll give you her ladyship, but Radzig comes with me. I'll release him in Skalitz.
Out of the question! Is our word not good enough for you?
Is mine not good enough for you? I swear I'll release him when I get to a safe distance.
I'll go with him, 𝘊𝘶. Let the Lady Stephanie have her freedom now.
Father!
Don't worry, son. I trust Lord Toth's self-interest more than his word. He wouldn't be fool enough to harm me.
If you're certain, Radzig.
Prepare horses and supplies, and tell your men to pull back. will come down.
You heard him. Get to work. And any man who breaks this truce answers to me.
So, are you really going to let them go?
My word is my bond, Henry.
He's a cutthroat and a liar. Good men are dead because of him. What's to stop us from skewering him as soon as he sets foot outside?
Our honor.
If you let him go, he'll do the same again. Or worse.
God's justice will find him. And then he'll get a taste of my mace.
If we break our word of honor, we have none. And without honor, we are nothing. Never fear. Your father will be all right.
We'll hunt down those vermin yet.
Bring the horses.
Here she is, as I promised. Not a hair on her head harmed.
Divish,
Stephanie.
forgive me, husband. I'm sorry
For what?
for letting them into the castle.
Come now, my dear. You're not to blame.
I didn't know who he was. He said he was your friend.
Never mind. Did he hurt you?
No.
I hope your word can be trusted.
Certainly more than yours.
If everything goes as agreed, I'll set Radzig free in Skalitz. If anyone tries to follow us, I'll kill him.
We won't.
My apologies for keeping you from your father, but you'll see each other soon enough. Oh, I almost forgot. Your sword. I expect you'll want it back after all the trouble you went to. Actually, you know what? I think I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you!
I look forward to it. Yeah!
Quick! To the battlements! We have to see which way they go! Oh, they really are heading for Skalitz. Mount up, Henry.
You've heard what he'll do if we follow them.
We're not going to follow them. We just have to collect your father. Or do you want him to walk back here when they release him?
Ma com'è messa la mia armatura? Io sono curiosissimo perché lo so che non è finita qua. Per forza di cose ci meneremo. L'elmo ancora un po' regge. Ok. Non vedo nulla di... Oddio, vabbè, questo è tessuto, è ovvio che si è disintegrato. Il gambesone è praticamente andato. Vediamo se posso riparare... No, questa non è roba per noi. La spada ci fa comodo. Ah no, no, la salvatrice è quella che devo... C'avevo roba da vendere che mi sono dimenticato di vendere, ovviamente. Non ho abbastanza, non ho le skill abbastanza alte per questi. Basta. Quello che potevamo riparare l'abbiamo riparato, andiamo. Ma quindi questo è Capon? Sì, riconosco il cavallo, riconosco. Ma che bella armatura che c'ha Capon. Porca vacca, oh.
This is quite a turnaround, isn't it?
What do you mean?
How long have we known each other? A few weeks?
Something like that.
Before that, I was chasing wenches around Ratte and you were digging turnips. And now look at us. A pair of veterans.
I was an apprentice blacksmith. Turnip digger.
Same difference, you silly bugger.
C'è il cavallo lento comunque, Capon. Guarda Sciottolina che spettacolo. Guarda là, ti stacca.
Sneaking into Brannick all on your own? Well, what I mean is, hats off to you, Hal. You wouldn't catch me doing that.
Truth is, I didn't think much about it. I just felt I had to do it. What will you do now?
Not long ago, I only made plans 3 days ahead at most. Maybe I really could do something for Rattay and its people. Something really big. But there'll be plenty of time for that later.
What shall I say to him?
Don't worry. It'll come to you. You'll see.
Well, I just hope he'll be there. Alive.
What do you think?
There's no sign of them. Move on. There! I'm glad to see Istvan kept his word, sir.
Not half as glad as I am, Your Grace.
Well, we kept our word too, and now Toth has had his head start and he's fair game. Which way do they go?
To the north, but I would be careful, Sir Hans.
Fear not, Your Grace. I have twice as many men as he. Well, I won't keep you any longer. I'm sure the two of you have a lot to say to each other. Let's go!
Are you all right, Father?
I am. They treated me quite decently. Although they did steal my horse, so I'll have to go back on foot.
It looks like it's all over.
Not by a long shot. It won't be over until we get this mess cleared up.
And catch that bastard. How could we let him go?
Would you rather we killed him? Even if it meant Lady Stephanie and I died too?
No, of course not. But what was to stop us from killing him after the exchange?
Honor?
Honor?
If the word of honor of a nobleman could not be trusted, then he would never have agreed to the exchange.
And where's the honor in abandoning your son?
You know how it is. We were young. It happened. And I couldn't marry a commoner. Then your father, Martin, came along and took care of both of you.
Well, he knew it.
What? That I was your father? Certainly. He was a great man. He took you as his own. And always kept an eye on you. Of that you can be sure.
I know so little about his past.
He told you nothing? Oddly enough, even though you don't have his blood, you're very like him. When he was around your age, he became bored of his trade and set out to see the world. He lived through many adventures, even fought in a war.
In a war?
Yes, in Poland, I believe. And I don't think he cared much for it.
That's why he wanted me to stay at home.
He spent some time in Prague, then settled in Kuttenberg. But it seems he quarreled with someone there and finally ended up here. You know the rest.
I loved him, but even so, I somehow always had a feeling I didn't quite fit in.
It was in your blood, I suppose.
I lost the one thing I had left from him. Your sword.
Ah, the sword. It's not my sword. It's yours. For a moment there, it was so near, yet so far. Oh, well, it can't be helped.
It was almost within my grasp, but Just then I had something else on my mind.
Well, I think we may yet have a chance to get it back. This business with Toth is not yet over, unfortunately.
That's a chance I'd welcome. Not just to get the sword, but that bastard Istvan too. And then I'll find that German whoreson who torched Skalitz, and I'll slay him with it. I'll never forget his face. Or his name. Marquardt von Aulitz.
Those are noble intentions, son. But don't forget there are other things in this world that are worth living for.
Like what?
Look around you. Blue skies overhead, green grass underfoot, beautiful girls. Good wine, a few good friends, and a fine steed under your backside. Those are things worth living for. Though I can't deny that swine who killed your mother must pay for what he did. But it's better not to dwell too much on that at the cost of those other things. On the subject of steeds, I think we'll have to ride like the Knights Templar.
How's that?
2 up. One day I'll tell you how they got their seal. You can take the front. It's like I always imagined it would be. Teaching my boy to ride. Although it would be better if you were a little smaller. My word, it's all go today, isn't it? I wonder who this is.
I think I know. It's Margrave Jobst.
The king's cousin? I wonder what he wants. I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Ah, così proprio. Ma non me l'aspettavo mai. Quindi sostanzialmente è stato lasciato aperto, il finale è così super aperto, proprio per lasciare spazio a un Kingdom Come 2. Perché veramente tu non si è risolto niente, solamente la questione dell'assedio che però si è verificata alla fine del gioco, non era nemmeno la quest primaria, diciamo. Perché a livello di, diciamo, quest primaria noi avevamo recupera la spada e non l'abbiamo recuperata. E uccidi Marquardt, il pelatone che ha fatto strage a Skalitz, e non l'abbiamo ucciso. Ma non perché non ci siamo riusciti, non abbiamo avuto modo. Quindi proprio queste sono cose che avverranno poi, si spera. Si spera. Ma questo... Ma sta ending song, ragazzi? Che cazzo è 𝘊𝘰𝘀𝘯𝘪𝘤𝘢? Il black metal. Ma senti che roba? Che mai le colonne, le ending song non c'entrano mai niente col gioco? Oh, attenzione.
Doing well, son.
Father.
Come now. You know who sired you.
That doesn't matter now. I miss you, Amar. I miss you very much.
You'll be fine. We're proud of you.
For what? I let you down. I lost the sword. I let that bastard get away.
Don't be so hard on yourself. There was nothing you could have done to save us. And someone has to live and carry the torch. As for the sword, it's just a thing.
You didn't want me fighting. Now look at me.
Standing up to evil isn't the same as sowing its seeds. You did what was right. I have to leave you now.
Oh, please.
You know I can't stay.
Will I ever see you again?
God knows. Make her proud.
Don't go.
Oh, don't go. No.
What on earth were you dreaming about? I couldn't wake you, and it's well past dawn. 𝘨𝘢𝘢𝘐𝘊𝘬𝘁 wants you at the upper castle. The lords are in council with 𝘨𝘀𝘀.
Right. I'll go straight away.
What is it?
It's just... I don't know how to address you anymore. All of a sudden you're 𝘨𝘢𝘢𝘁𝘍𝑒's son, hobnobbing with lords and ladies. And here's me, as common as muck.
Oh, give over, you idiot. Do I look like a lord to you?
Not really. You're as much a lord as I am a nun. And I've never looked good in a habit.
Get out of here! Or I'll have you clapped in the stocks.
Io pensavo che... Ah, epilogo, attenzione. Salve. Il castello superiore, ma dove siamo? Scusate. Ah, siamo a Rattay. Ok.
God.
Dov'è la mia bellissima ciottolina? È nell'iperspazio, devo fare... Eccola qua. La mia cavalla iperspaziale. Queste sono le palle di Natale, che è? Ah no, ma cos'è sta roba? Forse sono i pesi... Sono i pesi del ponte levatoio, boh? Forse sì. Non me l'aspettavo l'epilogo giocabile. Ci sono stati pure i crediti finali, titoli di coda, con tanto di musica black metal di sottofondo. Sembrava 𝘊𝘐𝘅𝘍𝘐 Dicevo, ma che cazzo di canzone? Ma che cazzo di canzone hanno scelto questi? E poi l'epilogo giocabile. Vediamo un po'.
Are you going to the meeting with Margrave 𝘨𝑗𝑎 as well?
I am. What about Istvan? I assume...
That we didn't catch him? No. Because if we had, you'd be the first one to know. Have no fear. We'll get him eventually.
I hope you're right. Anyway, let's go and see what 𝘨𝑗𝑀 wants from us.
My lords, Christ's blessings on you all.
And on you, Lord Capon. And this is my son, Henry. I didn't know you had a son, 𝘨𝘢𝑉𝑒𝑑𝑧𝑖g.
It came as a bit of a surprise to young Henry, too.
This gentleman here is John II of Liechtenstein, a member of my council.
I'm honored, gentlemen.
Come join us. Margrave 𝘨𝑗𝑚 was just about to tell us the reason for his visit. Your Grace?
I'm sure we're all agreed, Your Graces, that all this unrest must come to an end. This kingdom needs a king.
The question is, which king?
My cousin, Wenceslas IV, who is being held in captivity.
I have to confess, my lord, that your answer surprises me a little. If I'm correctly informed, until recently you sided with your other cousin, Sigismund.
That I cannot deny, and I have always stated my position plainly. But times have changed.
How have they changed, Your Grace?
Sir, there is one thing on which we undoubtedly concur, that King Wenceslas, unfortunately, did not inherit his father's gift for governing. Sadly, his failures have cost Bohemia, the nobles, and our whole Luxembourg family a great deal of money and effort.
How did the king let it go so far, damn it?
It's in his temperament. He cares only for wine, women, and the hunt. A king, in fact, who never wanted to be king.
Then why didn't he just let his brother have the crown?
Young sir, the crown weighs heavy when there are duties to be performed, but to surrender it means giving up great privileges too.
But he did surrender power to his brother. When things started getting out of hand, Wenceslas appealed to Sigismund for help in restoring order.
What, you're saying Wenceslas invited him here?
This is starting to make my head spin.
Actually, it makes sense when you think about it. Sigismund wanted to re-establish the power of the whole House of Luxembourg. He thought if he helped Wenceslas win the imperial crown, in return his brother would help him become the king of the Romans, and leave the actual reign of Bohemia and the empire to him. Sigismund would govern, while Wenceslas could carry on doing what he was best at, enjoying the life of the imperial court.
Why wasn't Wenceslas crowned Holy Roman Emperor long ago? He was already elected king of the Romans. All he had to do was go and let the Pope put the damn imperial crown on his head.
Who knows? Maybe he'd prefer hunting and consorting with bathhouse wenches to spending time with the Pope.
Well, so would I must admit.
Sigismund's plan seemed sound enough, but it didn't quite work out, did it?
It worked for a while. He and his brother reached an agreement. Sigismund took over administration of the kingdom and began planning Wenceslas's journey to Rome for the imperial coronation. But then Wenceslas realized he would just be a puppet with a crown.
I must say, Margrave Jobst, Wenceslas and Prokop behave rather like naughty children in need of a good clout about the ears.
Sigismund would agree. He was already planning his rule of Bohemia, and all of a sudden, the rug was pulled from under him. I'd say he lost his patience and decided he'd drag Wenceslas to the coronation kicking and screaming if he had to. Just like a naughty child, as you say.
So he abducted him and your brother Prokop too, if I heard correctly.
Correct.
And you helped him do it, if I heard correctly.
Yes, Your Graces, it's true. I was there when Sigismund abducted Prokop. I thought everything could somehow be settled, that we could make my brother see sense. But Sigismund just wanted to put an end to the dispute once and for all, whatever the cost. There was nothing I could do to stop him. And that's one of the reasons why I'm here. The worst of it is that it was all for nothing. Instead of putting a stop to the revolt, it escalated it, and the result is this chaos we have today.
That's true enough, sir. But I must admit now, I'm not sure what your position is. The king is incompetent, but we must protect him?
The simple truth, gentlemen, is that for all of Wenceslas's faults, we have no one else.
So we'll have to make do with his idleness.
People like him, though.
But what can we do now? Sigismund has the League of Lords behind him. Otto von Bergholf, Heinrich von Rosenberg.
The situation has gotten completely out of control. Now even the nobles of the League of Lords are realizing that Sigismund wasn't the right choice.
So now Bergholf is on your side. Are we to assemble an army together with him and face Sigismund on the field of battle?
We're not in Hungary now. Such affairs may be settled elegantly. without unnecessary hostilities or expenses. I have negotiated an alliance with the Hungarian bishops, the Polish, and of course the Czech nobility, against Sigismund. Every day he is losing the ground under his feet, and that's why I need your help too.
What kind of help, though? Sigismund has a massive army, and Rosenborg, Berghof, and Prague are behind him. Do you have an army you could face him with?
But that's not what I mean at all. There's been a revolt against Sigismund in Hungary, partly due to my efforts, and now he'll have to choose whether he wants to gain the Bohemian crown, which is a very risky enterprise, or hold on to the Hungarian one. He can't have both. And there's a tough struggle awaiting him in Hungary. I'm not sure he'll win, and Rosenborg and Berghof know it too. They're not stupid. If the Bohemian nobility stands together, they will turn.
We are men of little consequence, Margrave. Radzig here lost everything because of his alliance with Wenceslas. Sir Divish came within a hair of the same fate. Even Rattay is defenseless against Sigismund and the League of Lords.
What's more, Your Grace, King Wenceslas languishes in captivity in Vienna. He can't rule too well from there.
And what do you propose? To sit with your arms folded till the Bohemian lands are turned to ashes like Skalitz? We have to put a stop to this senseless war!
And do you know, sir, what the true position of the League of Lords is?
I'm not on the best of terms with them at this moment, so you'll have to ask them yourselves.
Yes. Why not? I'll go and visit Berghof at his castle and we'll see what he tells me.
You know, that's not such a bad idea, young sir.
True. Though a little risky.
I doubt Berghof would harm a blue-blooded envoy. And you can find out what he has to say about developments and what the League of Lords is planning. Then we'll decide what to do next.
I'll help you compose a letter to him.
I'd like Henry to come with me.
Why not? He's proven himself an able investigator, and he'll also be a good bodyguard if anything should happen.
And I'll send Sir John here to Kuttenberg to be my eyes and ears there. I believe both your reports will help us get a better grip on the situation.
When can you set out?
Just as soon as I've packed my things.
Excellent. Margrave Jobst and I will draft a letter. Get ready, and we'll meet back here.
Ah, ma proprio, ma è una roba lunga. Ma che
to write it in your name as Lord of 𝘬𝘁𝑚.
Quite so, Margrave.
What exactly am I to write?
So, it looks like you're off on a mission.
Yes, I can't wait.
I don't want to dampen your spirits, my boy, but watch out. These are evil times, and who knows what can happen along the way. Not to mention that Berghof is no saint.
Don't worry.
I know. You've shown you can fend for yourself, but do take care. You'll be traveling as Lord Capon's bodyguard. You'll be there to make sure nothing untoward happens to him. Keep your eyes peeled and your ears wide open. What Berghof tells you is one thing, but what you see may be quite another.
Rest assured, Father.
And don't get embroiled in anything else. Just hand over the letter, hear out his reply, and return.
Yes.
Very well. Berghof is at Trotsky Castle. I think you'll find it quite an eye-opener. It's one of the finest castles in the land. It's 3 days' ride from here, so unless you hit a snag along the way, you'll be back soon enough. Any questions?
Ne avrei tantissime, soprattutto cos'è questa roba qui? Cioè, questo posto non esiste nella mappa del gioco, quindi mi vuoi dire che c'è una parte segreta della mappa apposta per l'epilogo? E perché posso fare tutte queste domande adesso? Cioè, io mi immaginavo che questo fosse tipo proprio l'epilogo giocabile in cui tu prendi il tuo omino, lo sposti, vedi 2 o 3 filmati, tac, il filmato finale, finito il gioco. E invece qua mi sa che c'è proprio, cioè c'è gameplay, c'è... Posso fare domande su tutto quello che è stato discusso, ma più o meno abbiamo capito.
That's about all.
Ah, beh, penso che siamo a posto.
Very well. Take the letter from 𝘮𝘊𝘃. And good luck, son. So what do you think of it all, Sir Divish? I don't know what to think. That makes two of us.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes no sense.
If I may, sir, I think I can explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the 𝘮𝑢𝑚ans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the 𝘮𝑢𝑚ans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.
Andiamo pro. Congratulazioni, hai completato gli eventi della storia principale. Se desideri puoi ancora affrontare le missioni secondarie e tutte le attività, oppure limitarti a esplorare il mondo di gioco. Potrai completare l'avventura in qualsiasi momento cavalcando insieme alla squadra di St. Capon oltre i confini della mappa.
Come now, Hal. My men are mustered in the courtyard. We can get going.
Quindi, e allora cos'era tutta quella rottura lì del... Mi raccomando, se hai cose da fare in sospeso, falle adesso perché non le potrai più fare. Adesso abbiamo tutto il tempo che vogliamo per farle. Ma vediamo un po', ma sono curioso davvero se andremo a finire in questo castello che non c'era prima. Ciottolino... Ah, è qui Ciottolino. Stavo per evocare il mio cavallo dall'iperspazio. Andiamo? Andiamo, Hans, ma che... Dai, sì.
So, can we set off now, Henry?
Ti resti da una lavata, però...
Of course. I can't wait.
So, to horse! The Lord of Berghoff is bound to be waiting as eagerly.
Ah, che bella armatura che c'ha lui, oh, ragazzi. Ma mamma mia, guarda lì. Andiamo? Quanti siamo? Siamo un bel po'. Siamo 5-6, mi sa. Uno, due, tre, 4, 5, 6, ok.
So, how is life as a highborn bastard?
I'm getting used to it.
What about Rodzig? Has he accounted for not owning up to you the whole time?
He explained it. All will be well, I think.
Glad to hear it. It's far more acceptable for a nobleman to befriend a noble bastard than a blacksmith's son.
Mind you, don't come to blows with a blacksmith, my young lord. What do you think about Sir Jobst and his plan?
Well, I admit all the scheming has me a little lost. I thought Sigismund was the devil, Wenceslas a martyr, those on his side the heroes, and those against him the villains. I believed we'd rescue the king and all would be well again, but now it looks a lot more complicated.
Exactly. I didn't expect the noble lords to be as noble as the angels, but I hadn't expected such a sewer. They behave like children.
I can't fathom how after all this backstabbing they're somehow still on speaking terms.
I don't know either. It beggars belief. Did you know that King Wenceslas is such a
feckless drunkard? Not really. And to be honest, I'm not sure I wanted to know. I slept better believing my fate was watched over by a wise and powerful monarch.
So did I.
What a dismal world when you can't keep trusting your own king.
On the other hand, times were better with him here than with him gone.
Isn't that the truth?
What do you think of Sigismund?
If I were him, I'd have had enough of my brother even sooner.
But he's a monster. Look at what those hordes of his are getting up to here. What he did in Skalitz.
True enough. On the other hand, if Wenceslas and Prokop hadn't come across him, none of this would have happened.
No one forced him to burn Skalitz.
That's a fact. But he couldn't let them shit all over him either. Not that I'm defending him.
He's a weasel.
No doubt about that.
Queste sono le parti più belle del gioco comunque.
Do you know anything about Prokop?
Ha! Sir Hanush could tell you a thing or two about him.
Why?
Last winter, a certain Sir Jan Sokol of Lamberg, a well-known knight, or robber baron to some, tried to occupy the city of 𝘊𝘦𝘯𝘓, which was on the orders of none other than Prokop.
And what has that got to do with Hanush?
Well, he was there with him. Of course, that's not something to brag about in front of Jobst.
And what was it all about?
They wanted to occupy a city that was on the side of the League of Lords, but despite there being several hundred strong, they didn't take it. For one thing, they couldn't get past the 𝘊𝘦𝘯𝘓 women, with their pitchforks and cauldrons of hot water.
I would never have thought of Sir Hanush as such a rebel. And have you heard anything about Rupert of the Palatinate?
A little. He can't manage even to wrest power from a king who doesn't much care for ruling and isn't fighting back. That doesn't seem like a man who has what it takes to rule. And that's all I need to know.
And that Berghoff we're going to see, do you know anything about him?
I haven't heard much good about him, but I have a feeling that some other nobles are quite in awe of him. And his castle is apparently quite impressive. I'll be interested to see for myself.
And what about the League of Lords?
Wealthy, pompous. The king doesn't seem to like them much. He's chosen to let the lesser ranks of the nobility into his circle, men like your father. I admit I don't blame him one bit. But the lords weren't happy about their lost influence, so they put their foot down. If I were Wenceslas, I'd have let them hang after they abducted me the first time. But he gave them seats at the provincial council? Little wonder they're back at their old tricks.
Dov'è che siamo qua, per curiosità, A Newhof, ok. Perché stiamo andando piano. Vabbè, queste sono le stalle, sì. Ma gli altri uomini li abbiamo persi nel mentre. Forse non venivano con noi. Madonna ragazzi, è pazzesco comunque sto gioco, è pazzesco. Queste scene così sono veramente incredibili. Cioè io guardo questi campi e ne sento l'odore, ragazzi, ne sento l'odore. Ma è pazzesco. È pazzesco. Ma quindi adesso andiamo fuori mappa? O forse qui finirà il gioco? Che succede adesso? Perché ci stanno fermando qui? Siamo proprio a bordo mappa.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Beh, non capisco.
Well, young sir, what now? Shall we ride boldly forth to adventures new?
I never took you for a romantic soul. But, as it happens, a romantic soul is just what I need by my side right now.
What, here? Now? Aren't we leaving?
Ah, that's just the thing. Here we are, about to ride off into the unknown. Well, who knows what fate has in store for us? What if we should fall as heroes on the battlefield? How could I depart this world with a quiet heart, never having known true love?
I'm a little worried about you, sir. Aren't you getting overheated inside that armor?
Look, I can't just go off and get my head chopped off somewhere without first winning the heart of the girl
Ma
I
che
love.
cazzo c'entra sta roba?
So are you gonna help me or not?
No, non c'entra una sega.
Well, couldn't we do it after we get back?
We could. If we get back. Hasn't it crossed your mind that anything could happen to us?
Yeah, I suppose. But I have to go now.
See you later.
Ok, questa roba non aveva senso. Aspettiamo che lui arrivi, forse è per quello che... No?
See you later.
Beh. Attendi l'arrivo di Capone all'accampamento. Ci siamo. Ah, forse tutti gli uomini devono arrivare. Eccoli infatti. Quelli che erano rimasti super indietro. Quello credo sia una missione secondaria o barra DLC. Vai a capire. Forse DLC, per quello c'è quell'icona blu. Oh! Ah, ok. Beh, siamo tutti adesso, no? Siamo all'accampamento, siamo arrivati. Ma...
God be with you.
Tutti che o affilano o tagliano. Che si fa qua? Oh, ma che è qui? Attendi l'arrivo... Tot è ormai storia, i suoi uomini sono in fuga, ma restano ancora molte questioni irrisolte. Attendi l'arrivo di Capone all'accampamento. Che è tutta sta roba qui? Che è tutta sta roba che tra l'altro posso prendere? Questa mi sa che è la corazza tipo quella che c'ha Capone. Corazza di Magdeburgo. Ma proviamo a passare un'ora perché non... Sembra che sia buggato tutto qui come al solito. Ci siamo? No, che... Non va avanti sta roba. O forse non può andare avanti. Mi fai vedere, Sciottolina, vieni qua. Se io provo ad andare avanti, probabilmente mi dirà che siamo ai limiti della mappa e non possiamo andare. Qui non ci fa andare. E quindi?
Good luck then.
Ma eccoci qua, questo è il cencio dal futuro che vi parla come al solito quando deve darvi delle indicazioni su ciò che è accaduto. Ora voi vedrete un taglione gigagalattico qua, io in realtà sono impazzito per ore dietro a questa faccenda che non riuscivo a risolvere. Che cosa è accaduto qua? Ve lo spiego subito nella maniera più veloce possibile. Quando uscì Kingdom Come Deliverance, il gioco base, il gioco finiva qua, si parlava con Ser Capone e si procedeva a vedere il filmatino brevissimo finale e il gioco si concludeva. Quando poi sono usciti i vari DLC, tra la masnada di DLC che sono usciti, ne è uscito uno che adesso non ricordo il nome, ma ha a che fare con praticamente le avventure amorose di Ser Capone. Praticamente se si possiede questo DLC non si può concludere il gioco senza aver concluso questo DLC. Cosa che già di per sé è estremamente insensata, cioè questa è una scelta di game design veramente pessima, ma soprattutto la cosa più grave e veramente di cattivo gusto è come è stato collegato questo DLC al gioco base, cioè proprio... Avete visto il dialogo che è partito alla fine? Erano diverse anche le voci dei doppiatori perché sono state ridoppiate molto tempo dopo, quindi c'è questo stacco bruttissimo, c'è questa cosa che, boh, inspiegabilmente ti impedisce di completare il gioco, per di più buttandoti in un'avventura così proprio un po' alla Carlona, ecco, proprio amorosa, che non ha molto senso con le vicende che stiamo vivendo, capite? Voi immaginatevi, stiamo partendo per una missione importantissima, no aspetta, perdiamo un mese per cercare la fidanzata che ancora non esiste, cioè questa roba non ha veramente senso. Il problema, ragazzi, è, questo lo dico per tutti quelli che possiedono il gioco con i DLC, è che se avete questo DLC il gioco non lo potete finire se non vi completate tutto il DLC, e attenzione, non è manco tanto corto questo DLC. Perché io l'ho iniziato pure a farlo, ho pure iniziato a registrarlo, ma sono arrivato tipo praticamente alla fine del DLC e faceva cagare, cioè ve lo dico sinceramente, non era proprio niente di che, erano venuti 2 o 3 episodi in più e palesemente erano dei filleroni, cioè avete presente quando vi guardate una serie TV o un anime o che ne so, il cartone animato, ci sono i filler, cioè quegli episodi proprio palesemente messi lì per allungare il brodo come riempitivo, che dici che palle, andiamo avanti, voglio vedere come va a finire. Ecco, questo DLC è un enorme fillerone, un riempitivo che ti fa perdere altre 2-3 ore di gioco così a caso, non ha una conclusione chissà cosa, vi giuro, è veramente una roba brutta. Motivo per cui non mi sono neanche impegnato a finirlo, perché ne avevo le scatole piene di stare a fare la caccia alla fidanzatina lì, che era proprio una cosa bruttissima, lo ripeto, proprio non divertente, quindi non vi siete persi nulla, perlomeno a me non è piaciuto per niente, quindi ho trovato un modo per evitare la faccenda. Ve lo spiego giusto in caso a chi qualcun altro come me si ritrovasse in questa situazione, volesse finire il gioco senza perdere 3, 4, 5 ore dietro a sta stronzata della fidanzata di Capone. Come dovete fare? Prima di far partire questa missione in cui si va a cavallo verso il confine della mappa, mappa, quindi dovete farla prima questa cosa, prima che inizi quella missione, dovete tornare indietro, andare a Rattay, cercare la presunta fidanzata, cioè la ragazza di cui si è innamorato Capone, e farla fuori. Ora, a me ci ho provato 2 o 3 volte, una volta non ha funzionato, la seconda non si è capito che è successo perché tipo respawnata, non lo so, una roba strana. Alla fine sapete che ho fatto? Lei è la figlia del macellaio, io ho aspettato che fosse notte, sono entrato in macelleria di notte e ho ammazzato tutti, ho ammazzato al macellaio, ho ammazzato la figlia, ho ammazzato tutti quelli che c'erano lì dentro. Ho fatto una strage di notte, non mi ha visto nessuno, me ne sono andato e arrivederci. In questa maniera la tizia lì di Capone è morta e quindi la quest non si attiva. E quindi voi potete tranquillamente andare alla fine del gioco e completare il gioco come dovrebbe essere e come era di fatti prima dell'uscita di questi DLC. Io ve lo dico in caso vogliate, insomma, tirarla per le corte e non perdervi in 5 ore di questina riempitiva. In tal caso la vogliate fare, siete liberi di farla e giocarvela per voi. Ripeto, non vi siete persi niente, ma se per divertimento la volete vedere, eccola là. Io concludo qui questo taglione, questa spiegazione enorme e vi lascio direttamente con quello che sarebbe successo se avessimo completato la quest, oppure se la tizia lì, che adesso non ricordo il nome, viene uccisa prima dell'inizio di questa quest.
How about it, Henry? Can we go? Are you ready for this?
Of course. At last I'll get to see more of the country and have a bit of an outing.
Quite. Let's get to it then. I finally have the feeling we're doing something worthwhile. We're helping to save the king.
Instead of saving his drunken majesty, I'd rather find that whoreson who murdered my parents, get the sword back from him, and skewer him with it.
Cheer up, Henry. I have a feeling you'll get your chance one day, and it won't be long in coming. Forward, men! Audentes fortuna juvat!